What you know right now about the latest questions over Hillary Clinton's use of a private email account as Secretary of State probably depends on when you were hearing or reading about the story in the first place, because events have rapidly evolved over the past 36 hours since this latest eruption came to the surface. And the essential facts, though, are these. Two inspectors general, the independent watchdogs for government agencies, have asked the Justice Department to investigate whether anyone mishandled sensitive government information related to Clinton's email account. This is a report that set off a firestorm when the New York Times first published it on Thursday night. But since then, some more information has trickled out, making it difficult to know exactly what to make of all this. First, the Times issued a correction to the story, stressing that it was unclear who the target of the investigation is. In other words, it may not be Hillary Clinton herself, as the headline of the story initially seemed to suggest. And later, the two inspectors general released a joint statement to say that 4 classified emails, 4 that were part of a small sample taken out of tens of thousands, 4 classified emails were sent from Clinton's account. But they said those emails did not contain classification markings, even though they added classified information should never have been transmitted via an unclassified personal system. And they stressed what the Clinton campaign has been saying all along, that this was not a referral asking for a criminal investigation. Again, despite the headline in the New York Times initially, it was made simply for counterintelligence purposes. Hillary Clinton has always maintained she never did anything wrong with her personal email account as Secretary of State. And yesterday, in the wake of this new flap, she once again denied any wrongdoing.
Maybe the heat is getting to everybody. I have said repeatedly that I will answer questions before the House committee. We are all accountable to the American people to get the facts right, and I will do my part. But I'm also going to stay focused on the issues, particularly the big issues that really matter to American families.
All right, so let's try to figure this out with the panel here. I mean, this story does look very different now than when we first, well, at least when I first read the New York Times story yesterday morning. 2 things jumped out at me. One was the suggestion that this was about Hillary Clinton personally, that this is an investigation of Hillary Clinton. And the second was the implication, or the statement, that this was criminal in nature. Now, it is not a criminal investigation. It is not directly involving Hillary Clinton. So that seems to take, at least when it comes to this particular story, seems to take some of the bite out of it.
Well, that was Hillary Clinton's campaign's hope when they contacted the New York Times to try to change that headline. But it involves her personal email. Did she write it? Did her assistant write it? To me, this is classic textbook Clinton, which is to throw up dust, try to obfuscate, try to get us all into the weeds, when at the basic core of this is that Hillary Clinton used her personal email account to conduct State Department business against Obama White House regulations, actually. She claimed that she never trafficked in classified information, which, of course, is very hard to believe if that's the only email address that she used and as Secretary of State.
So,
give me a break.
But the question then is, what new are we learning from this particular? Because we've known the basics of, look, they set up the private server in Chappaqua. Right. The Obama administration has said, we don't want you doing this. They went and did it anyway. She's turned over, she'll say, I turned over 55,000 emails or 55,000 pages of emails. I forget which one it is. She will not turn over. Well, right, she will not turn over the server. So we've known those basics for a while, and that's exposed the Clintons to plenty of attacks on this. But in terms of this new story here, I'm struggling to figure out exactly what they're telling us here.
Well, look, at the very least, I think what we've learned is that this personal private email system that, for all intents and purposes, appears to have been legal, wreaked a lot of havoc inside the system. Now that it's known about, all these people have to investigate it, all these people have to look into it. So that seems to be part of that's kind of a problem in terms of all the sort of havoc it's created and chaos it's created. However, when you have a situation in which the original story is so different than the corrected story, I mean, this is a storyline we've seen throughout this campaign so far. I mean, the New York Times did a bunch of stories about Rubio, and the Rubio campaign was able to say, look at how these stories aren't exactly right, and that got rid of that storyline. I mean, if you're going to do a story like this and you're going to accuse somebody of this stuff, you got to be right about it.
Is that the headline that comes out of here?
You got to be right about it.
I was on one of the shows yesterday afternoon here, and the Clinton campaign spokesman was on, and he was saying, look, the New York Times got taken for a ride here by, he was saying, political opponents on the Benghazi committee. That was what the Clinton campaign was saying.
Well, I think the bigger picture here, 2 points. First of all, hindsight's 2020. She shouldn't have had a personal service. She should have done email like everybody else at the State Department. But what can you do? You can't go back in time. The second point is she is a front runner. Yes, there's Bernie Sanders. Yes, there's O'Malley. But she's going to be in the spotlight, and she's just going to have to deal with this pretty much until September of next year. So that's when you get when you're the front runner, when the Republicans are fighting among themselves. So I expect to see another couple months of this.
Well, the controversy here, though, is that Hillary Clinton set up this private email account out of her house on purpose.
So
and she went around the Obama administration's own instructions in order to do this, to keep control of these emails. And we're taking her word for it. When she says, I've turned over all these emails and my lawyers have gone through it and we've given you what we think is appropriate, we're taking her word for it. And that simply won't do.
Well, this is my point. There is a story here. But the point is, when there is a story here and then the story that comes out as the wrong story, then you have a perfect sort of tinder and flint for a huge media firestorm in which people who want the story to be really, really right and bad about Hillary Clinton go crazy. And people who want Hillary Clinton's story to be, to be good go crazy as well, because they're like, well, look, the New York Times was wrong. And then, the people who don't like her say that Hillary was wrong. I mean, this is a situation where people have to do that, but the reporting's got to be right the first time before you start saying criminal investigation. That is a big, big deal. So if you were happy for the 40 minutes that story was up before they changed it, and then it changed and now you're happy now. I mean, look, Hillary has a lot of questions to answer about this, and will continue to answer questions about it. There's no question about that. But when we're seeing this repeated pattern of reporting coming out of this Benghazi committee and out of this, frankly, the Republican oversight.
This was out of the New York Times.
But also the oversight. I mean, we have seen
that they referred this to the Department.
Well, right, but we
don't.
The Clinton campaign is saying this is coming out of the Benghazi committee. This is coming out of Trey Gowdy's committee. This
we're not totally sure about that.
Right, we don't know that, but the Clinton campaign is basically saying, look, this committee, the Republicans in this committee are leaking this out. The Times got taken for a ride. They put this really, sort of negative headline on it. They had to take it back. The Times looks bad here. But it does feel like this is something that proceeds almost on two tracks, where we're at a point where any story that comes out, and this is going to happen a lot, as you say, for the next year and a half, any story that comes out that involves the word Clinton, an email, and server, there is a baseline of suspicion that's out there now, because people look at that she set up because they set this thing up. That's right.
Action.
But as Evan says, the story ultimately has to be right. And this one, I'm still confused if we actually learned anything new from this one. Anyway, still ahead, Hillary Clinton's bold new stand on raising the minimum wage, the even bolder demands her Democratic challengers are making of her.